That's a bad idea. That's a bad idea.
Thought I would win against Anthony, but here I am with a broken jaw, learning the hard way. I'll heal, and I'll be back.
On December 19th, Jake Paul's boxing journey hit a brutal reality check. One precise punch in the 6th round of his fight with Anthony Joshua shattered the gap between influencer hype and true heavyweight skill. What unfolded in Miami was not just a defeat, it was public humiliation, a stark consequence, and the definitive end of Jake Paul's carefully cultivated boxing myth.
6, 7, 8, 9.
Moments earlier, the Casa Center in Miami buzzed with excitement. But when Joshua's right hand landed, the roar vanished instantly. The impact was more than a knockdown. It erased the atmosphere, leaving silence where anticipation once thrived.
Bro, he got hit with a bomb, a right-hand bomb.
Cameras captured the instant it all fell apart. This wasn't a slip, bad luck, or something funny for post-fight jokes. Minutes before, Jake Paul paced confidently, soaking up attention. Minutes later, medics surrounded him. His jaw was shattered, his fight over, his narrative in ruins. That abrupt whiplash is why the moment struck so deeply. This wasn't just a loss, it was the collapse of a meticulously maintained illusion.
Look, that guy did great for someone who's been boxing for like less than a decade. He has had no real professional opponents other than Tommy Fury.
Jake Paul didn't stumble into boxing by accident. His career was methodically planned. Opponents were chosen, weight classes managed, and early challenges minimized. He avoided elite fighters, selecting opponents who offered visibility without maximum risk. The strategy worked: 12 wins, 7 knockouts, and millions of fans convinced of his legitimacy, aided by media and influencers, while critics were dismissed as jealous or bitter.
Boxing is not a game. Fighting is not something you pick up and mess around with, right? If you're a fighter, if you're a boxer, if you're a mixed martial artist, right, you have to take this seriously and you have to respect the game.
But such a system only thrives when variables stay in check. Size, weight, and experience gaps mattered, and Jake fought on his own terms. The danger wasn't one fighter, it was the illusion that hype could carry a controlled success record into elite heavyweight territory. Anthony Joshua shattered that illusion. This wasn't a novelty fight. Joshua was a seasoned professional heavyweight with 26 knockouts. From the start, Jake Paul was merely surviving, clinging and wrestling to slow a fight he couldn't dominate. The speed, power, and timing made the outcome inevitable.
Counter right. There's the right hand. Jake Paul goes down again. Man, he's tired. He needs to keep moving them feet like he was in the early rounds, but it's hard to do that. Right uppercut. It's a...
Joshua remained calm, unhurried, and strategic. The 5th round offered warnings, and knockdowns eroded Jake's confidence. By the 6th round, the conclusion wasn't dramatic, it was inevitable. One perfectly placed right hand delivered by gravity and skill ended the contest.
Best shot at the moment. Not that much is going to happen. And it almost... Oh, there's a left hook. Oh,
Jake Paul suffered the first knockout of his career and his second overall defeat, leaving his record at 12-2. Joshua, conversely, notched his 29th win and 26th knockout effortlessly. Jake left the ring with a broken jaw, surgery, hospitalization, and a liquid diet. No debate could negate the physical reality.
That's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. But let me tell you what, a lot of people watch that one.
Dana White had predicted this outcome long before the fight. Publicly calling it a bad idea, he warned that Jake was entering territory he didn't understand. At the time, many dismissed him as bitter or fearful of influencer boxing. After the knockout, Dana didn't need words. His calm, knowing smirk said it all. This wasn't personal, it was predictable.
Fight for a second. It happened in the 6th round, and it happened in a 22-foot ring. A typical ring is 20 foot. This one was 22 foot because he wanted a bigger room to operate, a bigger space, a bigger ring, somewhere to...
Jake's loss wasn't bad luck. It exposed a knowledge gap. Boxing doesn't reward followers, hype, or branding. It tests skill against skill, honed over decades. Jake Paul and everyone watching learned that the hard way.
He did get tired, And there was a lot of clinching, but the clinching was from Jake Paul, from him shooting, from him actually getting double underhooks.
The fight didn't end with the referee's count. Adrenaline faded, leaving the stark reality: broken jaw, hospital bed, and surgery. Trash talk and social media bravado vanished overnight. Influencer confidence looks impressive in press conferences, but a wired jaw tells a different story. Boxing's consequences don't stop when the cameras turn off.
Right, this is a crazy shout. He lost because he was smaller. He lost because of the size difference. He also lost because he had no business being in there with him. Anthony Joshua is by far a better boxer. Of course he is. You know this. Watch it. Every one of you watching this knows that.
The contrast hit hard. Hours earlier, Jake was confident and playful. Now he faced medical recovery. Fans can joke about points or memes, but bones and surgery are not entertainment. Meanwhile, Dana White quietly reaffirmed his stance, having warned about this mismatch long before the gloves touched.
And Jake Paul couldn't do anything to him. He made a ton of money, and I know people are mad you stayed home on a Saturday night, but you didn't pay for it.
Dana's quiet satisfaction post-fight symbolized reality proving foresight correct. This wasn't Dana defeating Jake, it was physics, training, and skill enforcing boundaries. Influencer marketing collided with boxing, and reality prevailed.
Just box someone your own size, not a 35er, not a super heavyweight, not a two-time world champion, okay, or a gold medalist at the Olympics. Fight a cruiserweight.
Recovery was physical, but the psychological impact ran deeper. Body language revealed a change: slow walks, distant stares, and a muted tone. Jake was in denial, but the signs were unmistakable. Something had shifted.
It wasn't the best performance. It wasn't the best. The end goal was to get Jake Paul, pin him down, and hurt him.
A knockout is different from a decision loss. Decisions allow debate. Knockouts shut the conversation down. Jake's ego fractured, shortcuts lost their appeal, and the sport transformed from content to combat. The ripple affected even Logan Paul, whose usual confidence evaporated as control, the core of their brand, slipped away. Reality had taken over.
I need to give this guy a systematic breakdown. I know what type of fighter he is, and I said I'm going to take his soul, and I said I'm going to see it leaving his body round after round, and when the time comes, some people are just there to get knocked out. And I said it, and that's exactly what happened.
Jake Paul's fight ended the illusion of safe influencer boxing. Anthony Joshua enforced boundaries. Hype collided with ability and lost. Promoters grew cautious, fighters wary, fans serious. A broken jaw and permanent record underscore that boxing doesn't care about followers. Dana White didn't defeat Jake Paul, reality did. Anthony Joshua didn't just win. He delivered a reminder that in boxing, gravity always wins.